Now let's look at how to find the area of a polygon. A regular polygon, all the sides are equal length and all the angles are also equal length. That's what a regular polygon is. So here we would have a regular hexagon. All of the sides are equal length and all of the internal angles are the equal length. Now there's a new property of regular polygons called an apothum that we've not seen yet. Let me put your copy here. So a regular polygon, I'm going to put a regular pentagon here. But what we're going to talk about here is true for all regular polygons. Every regular polygon has a center, and the radius is always the segment from the center to a vertex. The radius would be the center to the vertex, and these radii would be congruent of equal length. Now there's a new line segment we're going to talk about, which is the apothum. The apothum goes from the center and is perpendicular to the side. And it always bisects the side. And we're going to use the apothum in our area calculation. So the apothum bisects a side and is also always perpendicular to a side. Going back up to this diagram, the central angle is the angle created by two radii. And the measure of the central angle is always going to be 360 divided by the number of sides. Another thing interesting about a regular polygon is that the radii bisect the internal angles. So this radius will bisect this angle. And I've already said it, but the apothum bisects the side. So it's perpendicular. It's a perpendicular bisector to any side. So a square and an equilateral triangle are regular polygons, but the formula to find the area of a square is side squared. That's kind of an easy one. Here in example 2, we're asked to find the area of the square whose apothum is length 2. Now the square is kind of an easy figure to be working with, but if the apothum is from the center to the side, and if this is 2, that must mean that the apothum up to this side is 2, which must mean I have a side of 4. So if the apothum is 2 inches, my side is going to be 4 inches. And what is the area of a square? Side squared. Area is going to be 4 squared. The area would be 16 square inches. So rather than giving you the side length, they may give you the apothum length, but you can still calculate what you need. But a more general formula, which is good for any polygon, or any regular polygon, is that the area will always equal 1/2 the apothum times the perimeter. The apothum is always the segment from the center perpendicular to the side, and the perimeter is going to be the distance around the outside of the figure. So if it's an 8-sided octagon and one side is 3, it would be 8 times 3 would be the perimeter. So this is a very helpful formula here. So remember that example where it said they told us that the apothum was 2. Find the area using 1/2 apothem times perimeter to find the area of a square whose apothem is 2 inches. All right, so if the apothem is 2, that must mean this side is 4. So area is 1/2, my apothem is 2, and my perimeter of a square is 4 plus 4 plus 4 plus 4, 16. The 1/2s will cancel, and my area once again is 16 square units. But this time we found it using the apothem and calculating the perimeter. But I think we should maybe go through something that's a little more complicated than a square. So here, I'm going to ask, what's the area of a regular hexagon? Well, here's my regular hexagon. What is the area of a regular hexagon that has an apothem of 4 and a side length of 6? The area is going to equal 1/2 the apothem times the perimeter. What is the perimeter? If one side is 6, the perimeter is going to be 6 times 6. Each side is 6. So my area is going to be 1/2 of 4 times 36. 2 goes into 2. 2 goes into 4 2 times. That's going to be 72 square units.